This is not a drill. Right now, as you rewatching this, a catastrophic winter storm is barreling toward over 150 million Americans with snowfall totals that just doubled in the last 6 hours. We not talking about your typical winter weather. We talking about 2 feet of snow, ice accumulations over 1 inch thick, and something that hasn't happened in 30 years. Stick with me because at the 30-second mark, I am going to reveal which major city is about to get hit the hardest, and it's not the one you think. Here's what just changed in the last 3 hours. The European model and the GFS model finally agreed on something, and that S, terrifying. They both show this storm exploding in intensity as it crosses the Mississippi River. Dallas, you were first in line. Oklahoma City, you were getting buried. And Boston, by Sunday morning, you might see snow falling at 4 inches per hour. That S, not a typo. 4 inches every single hour. But here, S, the reward I promised you at 30 seconds. The city that's about to get absolutely demolished by this storm is Tulsa, Oklahoma. 15 inches of snow, maybe more. And under that snow, a thick layer of ice that's going to make every road, every sidewalk, every driveway a skating rink. I'll show you the exact timeline for Tulsa in just a moment, but first, we need to talk about what is happening right now. At this exact moment, freezing rain is coating highways across North Texas. Interstate 35 is becoming undrivable. Interstate 20 near Abilene, same story. Interstate 40 between Amarillo and Oklahoma City. Major accidents are already being reported. This is just the beginning. Comment below where you're rewatching from right now, and I'll give you a personalized forecast in the comments. Seriously, drop your city name. I am monitoring this storm minute by minute. Let me paint you a picture of what's unfolding frame by frame. Right now, it is 5:15 p.m. Friday evening. In Midland, Texas, sleet is mixing with freezing rain. Temperature, 29 degrees. In Abilene, same thing, 28 degrees. Roads are glazing over as we speak. In Oklahoma City, light snow is just starting to fall. By 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, Saturday, here's what changes. Memphis, Tennessee, you are waking up to heavy snow. 3 inches already on the ground. Kansas City, 4 inches. Springfield, Missouri, 5 inches. Bentonville, Arkansas, 6 inches and counting. But here, S, where it gets wild. Dallas, at 6 a.m. Saturday, you are still getting freezing rain. Not snow yet, just pure ice coating everything. Power lines, tree branches, car windshields. Shreveport, Louisiana, same nightmare. Greenwood, Mississippi, ice is stacking up. This stripe of freezing rain from Midland through Dallas to Shreveport, this is the danger zone. Long-duration ice event. We talking 12 to 18 hours of continuous freezing rain. Now, south of that ice zone, Austin, Texas, you're getting thunderstorms. Heavy rain. But here, S, the twist. Some of that convective energy, that storm energy, is going to punch into the cold air near the surface. You know what that creates? Thunder ice, thunder sleet, thunder freezing rain. Have you ever heard thunder while ice pellets are bouncing off your roof? That's what S coming to Austin, San Antonio, maybe even Houston by Saturday morning. Let me zoom out. Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m., Nashville, Tennessee, heavy snow is pouring down. 5 inches in 6 hours. Memphis is flipping from snow to sleet. Little Rock, Arkansas, all freezing rain now. St. Louis, Missouri, light snow starting. Jefferson City, same thing. And my viewers in Pikeville, Kentucky, Lexington, Louisville, first flakes are starting to fly. Now watch what happens next. This is the part you can miss. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Nashville has 3 to 5 inches of snow on the ground, but now it's changing to sleet. Within 2 hours, freezing rain arrives. Jackson, Mississippi, all freezing rain. Memphis, all freezing rain. Pine Bluff, Arkansas, El Dorado, Greenwood, Oxford, Monroe, Shreveport, all the way back to Dallas, Tyler, Killeen, Austin, Kerrville, maybe even parts of Houston, Texas. Everything is coated in ice. Thick, destructive ice. At the exact same time, heavy, intense snow is dumping on Amarillo, Texas. Lubbock is getting pounded. Vernon, maybe even Wichita Falls, all snow, no ice mixing in. Oklahoma City, this is your peak snow time. Sunday, 12 a.m., early morning, the heaviest snow rates of the entire storm. We talking 3 to 4 inches per hour. This is where totals pile up fast. Oklahoma City, Bentonville, I am calling it now, 12 inches minimum, maybe 15. But here's the critical question that is going to determine everything for Tennessee and Kentucky. How far north does the warm air go? Right now, models show warm air funneling up between the Appalachian Mountains and the Cumberland Plateau. That warm air, even if it's just 33 or 34 degrees, changes everything. Lexington, Kentucky, the models say 11 inches of snow. Louisville, maybe 13 or 14. But I think Lexington could get less, maybe just 6 to 9 inches. Why? Because if that warm layer pushes just 30 miles farther north, sleet mixes in. That cuts your snow totals dramatically. Same story for Huntington, West Virginia. Charleston, Clarksburg, Lebanon, Kentucky, Bowling Green, areas south of Evansville, Indiana, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Jonesboro, Arkansas. The width of this warm nose, this warm air layer, decides two things. First, how bad is the ice storm in Nashville? Second, how much snow does Lexington get? If you love snow in Lexington, here's the brutal truth. I am rooting for you to get less snow. Why? Because if that warm air channel widens, if Lexington gets more sleet, that means Nashville stays above freezing. Nashville flips to rain instead of devastating ice. Right now, the high-resolution models show a catastrophic freezing rain event for Nashville. Ice accumulations that cause major power outages. Serious, life-altering travel problems. But if that surface temperature in Nashville hits just 33 or 34 degrees, we dodge disaster. We avoid the worst-case scenario. The trade-off? Lexington gets less snow. But here's what I believe. The width of that warm air is slightly underestimated by the models. If I am right, that S our saving grace for Nashville. And that S why Lexington sees lower totals. But we can forget about the ice storm farther south. Tupelo, Mississippi, Greenwood, Yazoo City, Vicksburg, all the way to Natchez, Monroe, back to Shreveport. Someone in this zone is getting over 1 inch of ice. Let that sink in. 1 inch of solid ice coating everything. Trees that have stood for 100 years, they snap. Power lines collapse. We are looking at impacts from a winter storm we haven't seen in over 30 years in some places, maybe longer. Are you prepared? Do you have flashlights, batteries, water, non-perishable food? Because if the power goes out in Tupelo or Shreveport, it might be out for a week, maybe longer. Comment your city below, and I'll tell you exactly what to expect and when. Now let's talk about Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. You are not off the hook. Significant icing expected here too. Between 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice possible. Some spots could see more. The problem in the Carolinas? More trees, more vegetation intertwined with power lines and infrastructure, especially near the Appalachian Mountains. That makes this worse. Even if less ice falls, the damage is greater. 1/2 inch of ice in Asheville, North Carolina, Gainesville, Georgia, Greenville, South Carolina, Statesville. That's enough for widespread power outages. Get ready. Prepare for a dangerous winter storm. Ice is also expected as far north as Richmond, Virginia, up to 1/2 inch there. Heavy snow in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, all day Saturday into Sunday. I think we are seeing a legitimate major snowstorm in New York City up to Boston. Boston, you're in the bullseye. 18 to 20 inches possible, maybe more. Here's the best case scenario snowfall forecast city by city. I am about to go through over 50 locations. Grab a pen if you want to write this down. Starting in the south, Amarillo, Texas, 10 to 12 inches of snow. Lubbock, 8 to 10. Wichita Falls, 6 to 8. Oklahoma City, 12 to 15 inches. Tulsa, 15 inches, maybe more. That is your jackpot zone. Bentonville, Arkansas, 12 to 14 inches. Fayetteville, same range. Springfield, Missouri, 10 to 12 inches. Joplin, 12 inches. Kansas City, 6 to 8 inches. Topeka, Kansas, 4 to 6. St. Louis, Missouri, here's the thing. I am going lower than some models, 6 to 8 inches. Why? Because I think this model overestimates the northern edge. Indianapolis, Indiana, 8 to 10 inches. Fort Wayne, 6 to 8. Evansville, 12 to 14 inches. That is a big number. Louisville, Kentucky, 13 to 14 inches. Lexington, and this is where I differ from the models. I am saying 6 to 9 inches instead of 11. Bowling Green, 8 to 10. Nashville, Tennessee, less than 4 inches of snow, but way more ice. Memphis, 4 inches of snow possible, but you want to see it all at once. It melts and refreezes under the sleet and ice. Little Rock, Arkansas, same story. 4 inches max, lots of ice. Columbus, Ohio, 10 to 12 inches. Cleveland, 8 to 10. Cincinnati, 12 to 14 inches. That S substantial. Huntington, West Virginia, 9 to 11 inches. Charleston, West Virginia, 10 to 12. Clarksburg, 8 to 10. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 10 to 12 inches. Harrisburg, 9 to 11. Philadelphia, 12 to 14 inches. This is going to be a big one for Philly. Washington, D.C., 10 to 12 inches Saturday, but then it changes to freezing rain Saturday night. That cuts your total snow. Baltimore, same thing, 9 to 11 inches before the changeover. Richmond, Virginia, 6 to 8 inches before freezing rain arrives. Norfolk, Virginia Beach, 4 to 6 inches, then ice. Raleigh, North Carolina, 3 to 5 inches, but significant ice. Charlotte, North Carolina, mostly ice, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow first. Greensboro, 4 to 6 inches, then ice. Asheville, North Carolina, this is tricky. 5 to 7 inches in the higher elevations, but ice is the main story. Greenville, South Carolina, 2 to 4 inches, heavy ice. Columbia, 1 to 3 inches, ice. Atlanta, Georgia, traced to 1 inch of snow, then major ice event, ½ inch to 3/4 inch of ice possible. Now the Northeast. New York City, 14 to 16 inches. This is a big snowstorm for the city. Newark, same range. Bridgeport, Connecticut, 16 to 18 inches. Hartford, 15 to 17. Providence, Rhode Island, 17 to 19 inches. Boston, Massachusetts, 18 to 20 inches. Maybe 22 in some suburbs. Worcester, 20 to 24 inches. That is historic for Worcester. Portland, Maine, 14 to 16 inches. Concord, New Hampshire, 16 to 18. Burlington, Vermont, 12 to 14 inches. Albany, New York, 10 to 12. Syracuse, 8 to 10. Buffalo, 6 to 8 inches. Rochester, 7 to 9. Scranton, Pennsylvania, 11 to 13 inches. Binghamton, 10 to 12. And for good measure, let's hit a few more. Shreveport, Louisiana, mostly ice, traced to 1 inch of snow. Jackson, Mississippi, 1 to 2 inches of snow, major ice. Tupelo, 2 to 3 inches, catastrophic ice, over 1 inch possible. Birmingham, Alabama, 1 to 3 inches, significant ice. Montgomery, traced to 1 ice. Mobile, trace amounts, cold rain. New Orleans, cold rain, no snow or ice. Baton Rouge, cold rain. Little Rock, we covered that. 4 inches, lots of ice. Hot Springs, Arkansas, 3 to 5 inches, ice. Texarkana, 2 to 4 inches, heavy ice. Tyler, Texas, 1 to 3 inches, ice. Dallas, 1 to 4 inches, quarter to ½ inch of ice. Fort Worth, same as Dallas. Waco, traced to 2 inches, ice. Austin, trace to 1 inch, possible ice. San Antonio, trace amounts, maybe light ice. Houston, trace if anything, mostly cold rain. Did I miss your city? Comment below. I am reading every single comment and I'll reply with your specific forecast. That's 50 cities right there, and we're just getting started on the impacts. Let me show you the Winter Storm Severity Index. This is my favorite tool because we can talk about inches of snow and inches of ice all day, but what really matters, impacts. What's actually going to happen on the ground? This index combines snow, ice, and wind into one map. Red means major impacts. Orange means moderate impacts. Purple means extreme impacts, and that S where we could have an actual emergency. If you are in the red zone, major interruptions to your daily life. If you are in orange, moderate impacts, school cancellations, flight cancellations. If you are in purple, extreme impacts. We re-shutting down highways. We re-not flying. We re-not driving. And we might not have power for days. Where's the purple zone? Right now, it is between Greenwood, Mississippi, Tupelo, Oxford, Boonville. I am deeply concerned for everyone in this area. Someone here is getting more than 1 inch of ice. Add wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour on top of that. Picture hundreds of pounds of ice on a big tree, then a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust hits it. That tree is coming down. Power lines are coming down with it. We also have isolated extreme impacts north of Atlanta, Georgia, near Clayton Brevard, right on the border of North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. I expect that to expand toward Charlotte. Charlotte is currently major impacts, same for areas north and west of Raleigh and into Richmond. Major impacts across southern New England, the Northeast, the Interstate 95 corridor, upstate New York, the Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania, entire state of Massachusetts, southern Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. All because of heavy, intense snow. Roads will be a mess. This is not going to be a once-in-a-lifetime storm for the Northeast. This is a once-a-year kind of event up there. You get one of these most years, but it's still a major storm. Don T, take it lightly. For the South, from Texas to the Carolinas, this could be once in a lifetime. Generational ice storm in some spots. Now here's something critical that nobody is talking about enough. The cold after the storm. A lot of people think when the snow and ice stop, we are done. We move on. Not this time. The reason this storm even exists is because a massive high-pressure system is pushing Arctic air out of Canada. driving it all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico where it has no business being. And it's going to stick around. Our atmosphere doesn't know how to reposition itself quickly to flush this cold out. This doesn't happen often, so the pattern is stuck. We were going to be trapped in this cold air for days. That is especially dangerous for anyone without power. Tuesday morning, 7 a.m., the storm is over. No more snow falling. But check these temperatures. Florence, Alabama, 5 degrees. Some of these places expecting extreme impacts are also going to see temperatures they haven't experienced in years. 4 degrees in Tupelo, 7 degrees in Yazoo City, 13 in Jackson, Mississippi. This is an area where it doesn't usually get that cold, and this is the actual temperature, not the wind chill. Add wind, it feels even colder. 11 degrees in Dallas, 13 in Oklahoma City, 1 degree in Little Rock, 0 degrees in Nashville. Let me repeat that. 0 degrees in Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to be colder in Nashville than Great Falls, Montana on Tuesday morning. Think about that. And the cold spreads into the Northeast too. If we lose power in these conditions, it's life-threatening. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors. Bring your pets inside. Think about other people. This might be a good time to knock on your neighbor's door before the storm hits. Form a relationship. Make sure everyone's okay. This has the potential to be life-altering for certain communities. Will we eventually come out of this cold pattern? Yes, but not anytime soon. The Climate Prediction Center has painted a massive blue blob over the southeast for the next 10 days. From the 6 to 10-day period, we are going to be below average. New Orleans, Atlanta, the entire state of Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, up into the Interstate 95 corridor in the Mid-Atlantic, the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, all below average. We restuck with cold air, and here's the part where I need you to pay very close attention. I've teased this multiple times, and I'm going to say it clearly now. There are multiple signals for another big-time snowstorm impacting the South and parts of the East Coast right after this one. Maybe late next week. When you have this much cold air in place, this much Arctic air sitting over the southern United States, you can ignore those signals, even on long-range data. I am not going to show you those models yet because they'll change, but it's absolutely something we need to watch. The pattern is locked, the cold isn't leaving, another storm is likely brewing. If you want more details on that next system, on that second round of winter weather, here's what you need to do. Make sure you resubscribe, turn on notifications. I'll have another update within 24 hours breaking down that next storm potential. This is a developing situation that is going to impact your entire week, maybe your entire month. Let me give you the final snowfall forecast one more time, the official totals I am expecting. Widespread 10 to 15 inches from central and northern Oklahoma all the way into southern Ohio. Cincinnati, Columbus, both in that range. St. Louis, 4 to 8 inches. Kansas City, 3 to 6. Tulsa, close to 15 when it is all over. North Texas, 1 to 4 inches, mostly ice. Memphis, Nashville, Little Rock, these have trended up in the last 24 hours. Most areas 3 to 6 inches of snow. Little Rock might push toward 8. Southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, Louisville, Evansville, 10 to 14 inches. Across the Northeast, widespread 1 to 2 feet. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, almost all of central and southern New England. Boston could approach 18 to 20 inches. Northern Virginia, 6 to 10 inches before changing to freezing rain Sunday night. Virginia Beach, 3 to 6 inches. Roanoke, same. Anywhere south of that into the Carolinas and Georgia, pretty much all freezing rain. Total ice accumulation forecast, widespread 1/4 to 1/2 inch from Tennessee back to Abilene and Dallas-Fort Worth. Isolated locations over 3/4 of an inch, especially near Paris, Texas, and southern Arkansas. Along the Mississippi River, we could see over 1 inch of ice in a widespread area near Tupelo and Vicksburg. These areas could lose power for over a week. Some locations might see 1.5 inches of ice. That is catastrophic. Nashville, southern Kentucky, 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Mid-Atlantic, 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Highest in the higher elevations of the Appalachian Mountains outside Atlanta, upstate South Carolina, western North Carolina. Charlotte could hit 1/2 inch. This is a very dangerous ice storm. Prepare for widespread power outages lasting days, in some cases over a week. Make sure you have supplies. Water, food, flashlights, batteries, blankets, a way to stay warm without electricity. If you have a fireplace, stock up on wood. If you have a generator, make sure it's working and you have fuel. Fill up your car with gas before the storm hits. Charge all your devices. One more thing. States of emergency have been issued in Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and New York. That is 14 states. Infrastructure damage is expected to last weeks, possibly months in some areas. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. This is a historic winter storm for the southern half of the United States. Comment your location right now. Tell me where you're watching from. I want to make sure everyone gets the information they need. Are you in the snow zone, the ice zone, the mixed zone? Drop your city and I'll reply personally with your timeline and your biggest threats. And here's your final reminder. Another winter storm is likely coming right behind this one. Late next week, same cold air, same setup, possibly same areas. The pattern is locked in. We are not done after Sunday. I'll have a full breakdown of that system in my next video. Make sure you re-hear for it. This is the beginning of a very active, very dangerous winter weather pattern. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll